We're pleased to welcome now Dr. Lance Evans. He is the superintendent of the Mississippi Department of Education. Dr. Evans, good to see you, sir. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Tell us about this event. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's outstanding. I was on a panel with a group of outstanding people. I think anytime we can bring leaders together and talk about the successes, the challenges, and what we need to expect in the future, looking at workforce and obviously from my perspective, our students and our K-12 world, and tying that back with our with our business and industry leaders. The panel I was on, we had healthcare was represented, the banking industry was represented, manufacturing with Toyota, and then of course public ed. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I think Dr. Allen was part of that as well.
He was.
Right?
Dr. Allen, he moderated it.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
He did.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, it's good, is it not, Dr. Evans? Anytime we can get, I believe, the educational community to collaborate and interact and interface with the private sector, which is what happens at this event to a great extent.
Yes, sir. I think that's paramount. I think it's almost, it should be just a requirement.
Yeah.
Because we're producing the workforce of the future in our schools, in our districts, and we have to be in tune with the needs of our private business and industry.
Yeah, and I see more of that happening across the educational landscape at all levels, so I applaud you guys for that.
Thank you.
As an employer for many years, honestly, it was often a little frustrating with, you guys got this degree here, but you're really not ready to do the work we have, right? And you've watched that through the decades.
We have. Or you have students that come out and they don't really know what they want to do.
Yeah.
It is. You have to be very intentional about it, though, because if you're not intentional about that connection between the workforce and the K-12 world, it can get lost.
Yeah.
And, of course, you see that connection in our CTE programming. You see it in our workforce development efforts. Yes, sir. So
absolutely.
We've had a huge push there in the last several years.
Well, and employers take note of that, and it makes our state more attractive.
Yes, sir. We're working through our creation of a new strategic plan at MDE, which will be the strategic plan for all of public ed, and actually have a focus group today. We have about 100 people in different focus groups across the state that we're getting input from. And today is our large-scale business and industry leaders.
Okay.
So we're excited about having them in.
Talk to us about some of the challenges you're facing there at the Department of Education and how you're addressing those.
Well, we've had a lot of wins. Early. I think from a legislative standpoint, we have a great relationship with our lawmakers. We started a synchronous learning platform to get instruction into our schools without certified teachers. We're in the process of redesigning, to some extent, what accountability looks like in our state. We did just get our finalized accountability results out.
Saw that, yeah.
Had some successes there. Some ups and downs. Overall.
Saw that.
Primarily in proficiency. I read the article there that came out from SuperTalk.
Yeah.
So I don't really even like talking about struggles. We just kind of take them as we go. I look at them as opportunities.
Fair enough.
But I'm sure there'll be plenty out there. Like I said, we just take them as we go. What we do though is we have our initiatives, and we have our programming that we know that we're going to focus on, and we just push forward.
Okay.
We don't let anything slow us down, if at all possible.
Sounds good. There are a couple of controversial issues that the legislature is going to be grappling with this coming 2026 legislative session. One of those, of course, is consolidation of some of the school districts in the state, and the other, of course, is the continuing debate over some sort of school choice program. Mm-hmm. Are you taking a position on either of those? Or are you advising, or what's your role, if any, in that?
So through conversations with both Speaker and Lieutenant Governor, we are involved in those conversations.
Okay.
And I appreciate the opportunity to be involved.
Sure.
But our involvement is more from them gaining perspective, gaining insight into what approaches might be best. One of the reasons I really appreciate their asking us to participate is they don't have to, number one. And number two, it creates an opportunity for the department to weigh in so that it's something that we have some input on what's happening. It's almost like I work with you instead of do it with you instead of to you mentality. Yeah. And that's important to us.
Sure.
That we're able to do that. And as far as a position, When you look at consolidation, that obviously that's going to be the department's not going to lead an effort for consolidation.
Okay.
That's not what we'll do. Now we will work with our lawmakers and help them make sense of what approach might be best. But that's ultimately up to them. We hadn't seen a lot of consolidation in the last several years. I don't really know what that'll look like. It could look like, obviously, district consolidation. It could look like consolidation within a district of schools. So I think that they're leaving the door open for lots of opportunities there, or multiple approaches. On choice, what I tell people all the time is we already have 3 forms of choice in our state. We have ESAs, we have charter schools, and we have portability. Now, the portability piece is probably the most misunderstood, if you will, because and I will tell you, I've always taken this stance. If a student wants to go from District A to District B because that parent thinks that it's the best opportunity for their child, in our state, District A, which would be their home district, has to release them. Of course, District B needs to accept them as well,
sure.
right? That goes without saying.
Right,
but
both sides.
Yes, sir. But I 100% believe that if that student thinks that they would be better served in District B, in that example I'm using, that District A should release them.
Okay.
I think that's important. That's a
But
parent
that
decision.
rarely happens. I mean, typically
actually, no, some, but I would tell you large and in part, most districts will release students. In the northern part of the state up here, we have a lot of tuition students in this part of the state. Down on the coast, they have some. Now, in that metro area, there's, you talk about that. That's not. And there are districts that obviously that for whatever reason or the other don't release the student. Again, I would tell you I'm completely against that.
Okay.
I think that's something that we have to make sure that parents have that opportunity if they think that that's the best fit for their child. And my response to that has been, if we're having students leave our district, we need to do some internal searching as to what we're doing, which is causing that to happen. So, and then of course we want to provide support at the department for our districts to help them be successful. The goal would be for no one to ever leave your district, or never really want to leave your district.
Well, as you know, the fear always is, and the concern is that the state funding would follow the student to the receiving district or school, and that causes some heartburn for the home district school that would lose those funds. And generally, that's the objection I hear cited.
Yeah, and it would. So that student, if they leave, go from one district to the next, it is going to follow them, and it should.
Yeah.
The reason being is obviously the new district.
You got the expense associated with educating the student. Sure.
Yes, sir. 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'd be curious to see if you have any, or somebody that can get it to us, just the data that shows how many students are enrolled in our public schools that did in fact receive the bilateral approval there, if you will, from the home and the receiving district.
We don't track that.
Yeah, it's just interesting because I hear more cases directly from parents that say, I tried, and of course it could be, like you said, it's in the central Mississippi area where there's more of that.
And I don't want to characterize a certain part of the state.
No, I understand.
We have those issues everywhere. But what I'm saying from a tuition standpoint,
I get it.
You don't see a lot of that happening.
Right.
Yeah, ultimately it is a local decision. We do live in a local control state.
That's
so
right.
It is a local decision.
Up to the districts. Up to the boards, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, and whom we elect.
Yep.
So
yes, sir.
You
elect or appoint. It depends.
Depends on it, right. And that's been a controversial matter as well. Anything you're looking for in particular from the legislature this coming session?
So we are asking for appropriations for an extension of our current Literacy-Based Promotion Act. It would be an adolescent literacy program that we're putting in place, wanting to put in place. We see our students, the proficiency numbers dropping off after 3rd, 4th grade, and so this would affect grades 4 through 8. And 2 through 6 math initiative that we're asking for, a continuation in the appropriation of the synchronous learning program that we've put in place with a partnership with MPB, and there some other one-offs that we're looking for, but those are the two, because those are large ticket items, the math piece and, the literacy piece. So I feel as though, like I said earlier, we have that support from a legislative standpoint, but I feel as though I do know that they are very much so in support.
Okay.
But the other thing that we're really pushing to work on is our chronic absenteeism numbers in our state. It has become a problem nationally, and Mississippi is not immune to it. So we have we're looking at restructuring that entire department in MDE,
Okay.
the Office of Compulsory Ed,
Yeah.
to change that approach, because what we're currently doing just hadn't been yielding the results that
Sure.
we wanted to do.
Well, yeah, if it's chronic, obviously it's not working.
Right,
so.
right. And, that definition of being chronically absent is pretty difficult. It's a federal
sure.
definition. Yes, sir. So, I mean, it's 2 days a month. Basically, if you miss 2 days a month, it doesn't matter if you're
Okay.
sick or not, you're considered chronically absent. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can see where there could be a lot of debate on what that should be defined
sir.
as.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Lance Evans, he's the state superintendent of the Mississippi Department of Education, has been our guest. Appreciate it,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Evans. Thank you,
Thank you.
sir. Folks, we're stepping aside for a break. We're coming right back in Tupelo, Mississippi at the Digital Innovation Summit. Stay with us.